Hey Dabbers, and welcome back to another Dab 2000 video. And today, I'm finally going to rank the Indiana Jones films. Now, I've been wanting to do this ranking for so long now, ever since I saw the first 4 movies. But I decided not to because I knew this 5th one, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, was coming out. So I hold it back, and today's the day because Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny finally hit theaters. So today I'm going to rank all the Indiana Jones films from least good to amazing. Because, well, Junior's here with me too.
Yes.
And I wouldn't say any of them are horrible. Would you?
No.
I think they're all good. There's some weaker ones, and there's some that are really good. And if you don't know, I actually do have an Indiana Jones whip, which I think is really cool. Let's see if I could get a good crack in here, okay? That was pretty good, right?
Sure.
So, I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to start with this ranking. And now, Junior has seen all these movies, so he can give his opinion on all of these, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to rank them?
Nah.
Just right here?
Sure, I'll just say
I'm probably not going to put anything up here.
yeah.
Just say your ranking.
My last is the second one.
Temple of Doom.
Then it's the Dial of Destiny. Then it's the first one.
Raiders.
Then it's Crystal Skull. And then it's the one with the dead.
The Last Crusade.
Yes.
So, he has Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at 2. You might roast him in the comments because that is a hot take. If you didn't know.
Don't, guys.
So, now it's my turn to rank them all. So, let's get started. Coming in at number 5, I have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, I wanted this film to be really good. If you haven't seen my most anticipated movies of this year and last year, I think last year was like 3rd. But it didn't come out last year. It came out this year. This year, it was number 2. I was so excited for this film. And it was a good movie. I liked certain bits of it. But I didn't love it. I didn't really feel like it was an Indiana Jones movie. It didn't feel like Indiana Jones to me. It kind of just felt like a random movie. Sure, I love the action scene at the beginning on the train with young, de-aged Harrison Ford, which I think that's probably the best action scene and the best scene of the movie. And of course, the end is kind of weird where they actually just time travel back in time. But honestly, I didn't really care. I thought it was kind of enjoyable. And all in all, I didn't like the side characters in this film. I thought they were kind of just like unlikable and not like you could root for them that much. So it was like I was so excited, but it was kind of disappointing for me because there are some problems with this film, and it wasn't as great as I hoped it was, but it was still a good Indiana Jones movie. Like, you get to see Harrison Ford back at it again as Indiana Jones, even though he doesn't really do any of the stunt work in here at all. It's basically other people and CGI stuff. But it's a good movie. It's just not the best Indiana Jones movie. Alright, at number 4, I have Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, I know a lot of people would have this one last, but if you don't know, I kind of like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't really get as much hate as it gets. Like, it's the worst thing ever in Indiana Jones. But honestly, I think it's enjoyable. I like to see this little bit older Indiana Jones. And then the skull is kind of cool looking. And then I think the action scenes in this movie are really cool too. When all the motorcycle chases and stuff. It's just I enjoy it. I don't really care for the space thing. Of course, it's like a little bit crazy, but it didn't really bother me that much. There is Shia LaBeouf swinging with monkeys, which is kind of weird. And how in the world did Indiana Jones survive an atomic bomb in a fridge? Like, that's just a weird thing to do in this movie, too. But I really don't get the hate of all this film. I actually kind of enjoy this film. Alright, number 3, I have Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Now, this film probably has some of the most action in all the Indiana Jones films, because there's the beginning of this film where they're in the casino or whatever, and it keeps going until they get out of the plane and crash land. Like, that's a whole action scene. And then at the end of the movie where they're freeing the kids and stuff, and then you get the bridge and the mine chase. I mean, this thing is packed with action, and I think it definitely has the most action in it. Now, I think the best action scene in this movie is definitely the bridge scene at the end. It's just really cool and stuff. And there is, like, this one's way better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny. But of the original 3 movies, this is by far the weakest one, because Willie, the girl character, is so annoying in this film. Like, she just whines the whole time, and it just gets annoying after a while. And this one definitely has the most creepiest stuff in this movie, because you get to see people eating monkey brains and stuff, and it's just kind of creepy and stuff. And Junior,
Yes.
this is your least favorite?
Yeah.
Why is that exactly?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Kind of weird. Now, if anyone didn't know about this, but Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you don't know, that Raiders of the Lost Ark came out first, and then Temple of Doom came out after that. And then I realized Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders. I never knew that in this, but it is a prequel. And I guess I want to try to watch them in that order. You know what I mean, Junior?
No.
You don't know?
No.
Like, what if we watch them in order of how you're supposed to? So you're supposed to watch, like, the beginning of The Last Crusade of when he's a child, and then you're supposed to watch Temple of Doom, and then Raiders, then the rest of Last Crusade, and then the rest. I wonder if that would actually make more sense or not, because every time I watch them, I watch with Raiders, then Temple, Last Crusade, and so on. But I wonder if this order makes sense to a lot of people. There's also, I like Shorty in this movie. He's really funny. I don't know if Junior likes him.
I do.
You do not?
Well, he's okay. I feel like in every Indiana Jones movie, like when there's a main kid, none of them are like, I really like him. Like, I feel like they're all kind of annoying.
You're basically talking about the Dial of Destiny when they had that kid.
That kid, I just kind of wish he was in it more, and then the kid in the one you're talking about, what's his name?
Shorty.
Yeah. I didn't like him. I thought he was kind of annoying. I know people love him, but
I like him. I think he's funny. Alright. So, at number 2, I have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Now, honestly, if I'm being honest, Last Crusade, and you could probably guess what the other one is, Raiders, are basically tied for first. But if I would give you my definitive ranking and say which is the best Indiana Jones film, and you can only pick one, I would pick Raiders. But so at second is Last Crusade. But no means this has any bad things. This is a perfect action movie too, just as much as Raiders. But Last Crusade, they bring something fresh and new to this franchise. They bring his dad in, which it just has some great chemistry with Indiana Jones, and they have fun banter between each other. And then I think there's one scene in this movie which I think is the best action scene in the whole Indiana Jones franchise. It's the scene when Indiana Jones is on the tank and is fighting the people. I think that is the best action scene in this whole franchise. I just love that scene so much. But it's just very cool. I don't know what else to say. It's just a very good story, and the dad is just so funny. This is probably the funniest one. This is probably the one we rewatched. Well, actually, I don't know if we say we rewatched this one the most, because we rewatch most of them. I think Last Crusade and Raiders is the ones we watch the most. But honestly, Last Crusade is just awesome. It's just a very good movie. But at number one for me, I have Raiders of the Lost Ark because it's the first one. It's classic. You got all the classic lines. You get the classic boulder scene at the beginning of the movie. And it's just so fun. All the action scenes are so cool looking. And if you haven't seen my shorts, I have a poster of Raiders of the Lost Ark in my room because I think it's an awesome movie. And that's why it's a poster there. Junior's coming over here.
If we get this video to 10 likes on my channel, it's called Dad 2000 Junior, I'll do a room tour.
Of your room?
Yeah, my room. You can do it on yours too if you want, but I'm going to do a room tour if this video gets 10 likes.
Okay. So I just think this is an awesome movie, and it has some classic lines and scenes in this movie. So that's why it comes in at number one. What do you guys think of my Indiana Jones movie ranking down below in the comments section? And how would you guys rank these movies? Because I don't really know what everyone's ranking is about all 5 of these movies. So I'm just curious what you guys think in the comments below. I'll check you guys on another Dab 2000 video. Goodbye, Dabbers.